Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, I want you to cast your minds back. Only a mere 4 years. But having said that, 4 years ago to 2020. Yes, an infamous year of pandemics and lockdowns. And also, it was the year of the Monolith. I did videos on all this. You guys know this. Remember, in the backwaters of the Utah desert, a strange alien monolith appeared, and it courted world headlines. And then, as mysteriously as it arrived, it disappeared. Only it wasn't that mysterious because, yes, a gang of blokes excavated it and put it on the back of a flatbed, and there was all tire tracks and footprints and that, and it was also seen on highways. So there you go. But it then courted a spate of these things. Soon you had them in Texas and California. Monoliths. Not too dissimilar from my monolith, which I erected earlier. No expense spared for special effects, and my engineering abilities cast to the four winds, obviously. But not only in America, Romania. Now, weirdly enough, the one in Romania is still unexplained, and they have apparently done stuff with this, but I don't know what results they found, but it's still unexplained how it got there, who put it there, why they put it there. But it didn't stop there. There was one in Compton Beach down in Cornwall. There was one on a beach in the Isle of Man. Now that one, a guy came forward and said, yeah, I put it there. He's a British engineer, and he went, look, I'm just trying to prove that anyone can do these things and put them wherever they want. So he did one and put it there. Now, the one in Utah, and I think probably other ones, there was a collective that laid claim and responsibility for putting it there. And what they call, I always forget this, the most famous artist. How can you forget that? The most famous artist, and I keep forgetting. Because they're so famous, they mean nothing to me. They are a collective. Are they a little global unit of Banksies? Almost like, I don't know, Smash or Spectre? And they live only to erect bizarre edifices around the world to blow people's minds and maybe distract people from what's really going on. I don't know what's going on. I know it ain't aliens though. Or is it? Anyway, so after all of that, hullabaloo and furore about monoliths, because they were all the rage for a good couple of months. It was like, another one. And people were like taking pictures of little stones erected on a beach or a sand dune. I found another one. Look at the size of this thing. But they stupidly put their foot in the same frame as the photo they were taking, blowing the scale all to hell. I've seen plenty of those. Well, 4 years later, 4 years. I still can't believe that 4 years have passed. But we've got a new one. Yeah. Now, I say new one. The news of this broke, it's a week ago now. And bizarrely, I only found out about it yesterday. In fact, last night I found out about it. And I can't believe I didn't know about this. Because apparently it was covered by a lot of certainly UK news channels and tabloids. But I hadn't seen a damn thing. So more fool me. Slap on, there you go. But this one is in Wales. And it's on Hay Bluff, right? And it's that. Oh, sorry. I always get this wrong when I'm trying to point behind me. There. That sort of thing. It's 10 feet tall. It's Toblerone shaped, so it's triangular. So at the back of it, it goes to a point, like a long pyramid. It's 10 feet tall by 1 foot, or just over 1 foot. Super shimmery stainless steel. And the guy that found it was a fellow called Craig Muir. And he was doing his daily constitutional and walking up Hay Bluff and come across this, and it's on the summit. Now it's a flat summit on that hill. We'll talk about the geography of the place and exactly where it is, but he saw this. He went to the trig point, which is there on the summit, and I looked across, and his first words in his brain were his little thought bubble, "It's a UFO!" And he filmed it. And he walked over to this thing, this structure, which was suddenly there, hadn't been there the day before, suddenly it's there. And he filmed it and he put it on TikTok. You can now see it on YouTube as well. And it went on the news, because I've seen all the news reports now as well. And he inspected it, and like, my God, where did this come from? Are we thinking he's the main culprit? He's the first one to see it. He's the first one that talked about it. But I've now learned there's other eyewitnesses, hill runners, have gone up there as well and reported it, and I've seen lots of other eyewitness accounts. So it definitely arrived literally one day it was there, when the previous day it weren't there, right? 10 foot tall, hollow, bang, bang, bang on it, it's hollow. But it's really well implanted into the ground. Now the ground there, you've got mudstones meets sandstone, and you've got moss. It's not moorland in this area, but it's tussocks of grass, but it's a flat summit. In the picture which I've put on the thumbnail, you can quite clearly see that the structure, the monolith, is in the foreground, the trig point in the background, so this is not that far away. So he was approaching the trig point and saw this over yonder, and discovered it. Now there are two trails to follow on this hill. I'm not going to call it a mountain. I've got the what is it now? Ooh, it's 2,221 feet high, which is 677 meters, and it's at the tail end of a ridge line, and the ridge line itself cuts from Wales, the Powys region of Wales, into Herefordshire. It actually crosses the border from Wales to England, and it's in an area known as the Black Mountains, made famous by the Black Mountain, which is a separate mountain within the Black Mountain range. Several ranges sort of converge, like the back of a dinosaur, with spines up thrust. You've got the Brecon Beacons down the other way and further across, further westward. But there's a lot of mountain ranges, and this exact place where this monolith is at the point almost with the border with England, and you have a little town in the lee of it, which is known as a book town. It is Hay on Wye, and it's got 25 bookshops in it. I always thought this about little countryside, rural villages and hamlets. They have an enormous amount of bookshops. If you go to Scotland, then these places don't have the bookshops. They have pubs instead. By God, I'll drink to that. But I love a good book, as well. So I'm just going to drink to books. And bookshops, I'll go on a little tangent here. Bookshops in these places are great. Don't ever, when you visit these places, don't ever go into the ones that have like big double-fronted, full floor to ceiling windows, and those are big current book displays. They're just normal bookshops. Oh, they'll have a section on tour guides and that sort of thing, and local authors, a little tiny bit there. No, you want to go to the ones which smell of must, and they're old, and there's dust everywhere. They're the ones where you find the treasures. My God, some great books. Ignore the newfangled things that look modern and look welcoming. Go to the ones that look sort of like, Ebenezer Scrooge has built a bookshop. You kind of like, oh, should I go in here? You push the door open and that bell just goes ominously, bong, bong. Not like a little pleasant ding-a-ling-a-ling. It goes bong. And it's like the death tolls, But they're the places where you find real treasures. Anyway, so that little township is known as a book town because every other shop is a bookshop. And they're sitting in the lee of Hay Bluff. Now this guy found this structure there and then obviously made a video of it, and it kind of went viral. And next thing you know, well, next thing you guys probably knew, it took me another 6 days to fucking work it out. The world's press descended on the place. So loads of reports and photographs were taken of this thing. Now, it is genuinely implanted into the ground. It's wind, I've been there. It's windy, it's wet. The rain comes down, the wind, as you go up, the wind will fluctuate. There's two paths there. There's a little easygoing one, which kind of winds around, and it's a meandering one. And then you got the one that goes like, fuck it, you're going straight up, right up you go. Nah, it doesn't. It does veer off, but it's a bit more strenuous to take that route. And once you use that, well, there's no cars. You can't drive up there. So there's another crucial point. You cannot drive up there. None of your 4x4s and all that, and all your massive off-road vehicles. Screw that. That ain't happening. If you're going to carry this thing up there, it's going to need. Okay, it's stainless steel. It's hollow. It's only 10 foot. Christ, I could carry that. We've all got our cross to bear, haven't we? But you could drag it up, but there'd be trails, you'd leave trails. I can't imagine it weighs a great deal, but to withstand the wind, maybe it does. Maybe it does. But you need a few people. You've got to erect this, you've got to dig a great big pit to put it into and then seal it in. And it is standing perfectly upright. Unlike that, which kind of veers off, but then again, we all veer off to one side, do we not? The left, in my case. But although I'm far more right-wing than left. No, let's not do this. But it's perfectly embedded. That's it. Boom, boom. It's there. Don't know how deep it goes. No one ever gives you these details. And Craig Muir, the first guy to have reported this, he said it was completely smooth. It was had stainless steel. It's gleaming. It's it's unblemished. Well, weirdly enough, he went back the next day after reporting it, and he said that suddenly now there's hammer dents in it. Were they there to begin with? Well, I don't know. Because obviously other people have been up there and they may have done stuff, but he may have just not reported that bit to begin with. Hammer dents means it's man-made, it literally is just a construction, a fabrication made by someone, I think, earthbound. I'm horribly, painfully, convinced there's no extraterrestrial origin to this. But God, I'd love it if it was. Oh, I'd love it. The one in Romania still stands as being literally, as being a mysterious object, edifice. But this, why, when do you build this thing, transport it up there somehow, and we'll come to that, and embed it in the ground and make sure it's perfectly flush despite the inclement weather, which is eternally inclement up there? How do you do that? How do you do that? Not easy. Not overnight. You can't do that sort of thing overnight. You can't. Not even something as simple as a fucking 10-foot spike of stainless steel. How far does it go in? Is it cemented in? Well, I've seen photos of the ground level where it's into the sheep shit and all that. And it is the usual combination of tussock grass and moss. But the actual area around the base of it is really muddy and really shitty as well. And so was that area like that to begin with? It's nice and soft so you can put it in there. Or is it now nice and soft and muddy because there's been lots of feet tramping around with ropes and pulleys and erecting this thing? is there a helicopter landing pad anywhere nearby? Because I think the only way you're going to do this really is by dropping the bastard in by a helicopter. You're telling me that no one in the town saw anyone going up there? You can't drive this bastard up there. You can only go so far. There's a car park there, but how are you going to get it up? How are you going to drag this thing up there? Well, just put it over your shoulder and carry it up. But you're going to be seen. Even, if you're doing it at night time to try to not be seen, you can't see where you're going. You're going to be using lights, and lights will be seen for miles and miles away. I know this for a fact. A mere candlelight can be seen for miles across an open landscape like that. It'll be seen. People are going, what's that? I mean, Powys is a UFO hotbed as well. There's many sightings of UFOs and strange lights in the skies. Can we still call them UFOs, or has that been wokerized as well? Well, we already know it has, but I don't give a fuck. It's UFOs. There's been many sightings. Many rural areas in Wales, England, Scotland, many rural areas have sightings of lights in the sky. There's a lot of Air Force bases in this entire area. So you've got lights in the sky. But it's well known, Powys is a place of UFO activity. There you go. But a helicopter coming over, only with a few lights on, maybe, drops it, there's a team waiting for it, grabs it, erects it, bugs out. Maybe even gets on the helicopter. A helicopter could land there, certainly. But, there's people that are going to hear that, even with the wind. You're going to hear this sort of thing. And, I don't know, it's an awkward, difficult job to do. And hopefully there's someone watching this right now who was involved in it. It's going like, ha ha! You wouldn't believe how we did it. Little Halloween 3 quote there. They nicked one of the stones from Stonehenge for Halloween 3. We had a job getting it here to California. You wouldn't believe how we did it. They don't even attempt to explain how they did it. And I've always banged on about this movie. I love Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And I love Conal Cochran, who is the warlock, who's going to play the best trick. A trick on the kids, where their heads are going to turn to spiders and snakes wearing their silver shamrock patented masks with a diabolical microchip in the back of it, which is going to blow their heads, blow their minds, quite literally. Cheers, y'all. So yeah, the people watching this are going to go like, look, I was involved in this. And listen to him going off. He hasn't got a clue what we did. No, I don't have a clue. Did you carry it up there? Did you? Someone got it up there. But planted it really, really well. It's a flat summit. It's a long ridge line which links up to the rest of the Black Mountains. But where I think it's the northernmost tip of, northeastern tip of the Black Mountains, because the ridge line goes into Herefordshire, as I say. So straddles the ridge line straddles the border between England and Wales. But to do it, it takes quite a monolithic drive and enthusiasm. And whoever's done it, I applaud them. I genuinely think it's great. I love things like this where there's an element of mystery to it. There's no proof of extraterrestrial or otherworldly activity. Well done, Kilt-Man. You just explained what extraterrestrial meant, otherworldly, not of this earth. But I love it. I think was the 2020 space a reaction to world politics and the global pandemic at the time? Was it to try to don't focus on the shit that we're putting up with on Earth? Let's look to the heavens. Is it a cult? Is it something which is look, no, you need to look beyond this. Disclosure is coming, folks. Is it all to do with that? Is it? Here's 2001: A Space Odyssey, where Monoliths were first produced to the worldwide audience. And all the metaphors and allegory are based on, like, Monoliths arrive. Oh, it's Stanley Kubrick. It's 2001. Space Odyssey. Could be. But they are weird and very strange, very, well, static, but very solid, obvious, unsignposted structures. There's no hieroglyphics on them. There's nothing like that. There's no imprints, no fingerprints. Well, if there are, no one's ever said, where are they? Now, this thing is still standing there, to my knowledge. Why has no one took some shavings off it or removed it? You know, I'm not sure you're allowed to put things like this in what are, you know, green spaces and, you know, national parks. Can you do that? I don't think you can. I don't think the law allows you to do it. Now, the one in Utah, there was a hoo-ha in Utah about this. The local rangers and you know, the mayor and all, whatever, the governor, then you can't have us. No, we're going to move this. It can't be there. You got no rights to put it there, whoever did it. And then it did get mysteriously moved. Now, a lot of people say that it was, you know, the officialdom of Utah that removed it. But there's no proof either way, from what I've seen. But there was a mysterious gang of lads who took it back down and then towed it away on the back of a flatbed. But it was seen apparently on highways. So, you know, so there's the, yeah, but where did it go? Where did it go? Area 51? Fucking knows. I love it though. I do love shit like this because it is a distraction. It genuinely is a distraction from the crap and mundanity, banality and bureaucracy and ridiculousness of the world in which we live. Just to have a bit of genuine sort of fantasy thrust out there. And if that's what they're doing, then I applaud them. If I could build one, I'd do it myself. Oh, well, you've seen that. I might go and plant that in a cemetery, see what happens to it then. The fucking magpies will destroy it. It'll draw them on it. Magpies, they nick everything. We have, at the moment, right outside here. Now, I delayed this video because of the hullabaloo, those fucking staccato, machine gunning, bloody, what are called jackdaws then? Magpies were unleashing before. There's at least 10, and we've got several trees here, and they're living in these trees. It's a clan of magpies. In the morning, sort of mid-morning time, they kick off. Oh, it sounds great, but it's annoying after a while. Oh, it's nature, it's nature. I love nature. I love nature encroaching onto urban life. Reclaim what we took from you. But it's fucking annoying me trying to do a video. I'll record them one day. I will do. I promise you I'll record them. And of course the cemetery, we back onto the cemetery. And so I'm out there. I'll be out there very shortly with the dog. And the magpies move from ours to trees, their other home in the cemetery. And they're bastards, you know, magpies. They are. They're really, really annoying and aggressive swine, especially when there's loads of them. What is it? 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for the girl, 4 for whatever. But 10, there's 10 of these fuckers here right now who are living here, and they have the chicks and all that, like. And I've told you before, when a magpie chick must have fallen out of one of the nests at the back end of the top part of our garden, fell out of the tree, and Roxy, my husky, found it and was like investigating it. She didn't do it. She didn't remove it. She didn't attack it. Didn't eat it. Didn't matter, because the mummy and daddy magpie saw Roxy with this little dead chick, and they dive bombed her. And then for 2 weeks afterwards, they dive bombed me, Mrs. Kilt-Man, my son and my daughter. Every time we left the house, front or back, across the drawbridge, they'd be fucking swooping in. But taking a dog out, because you had to go out, you had to live your life. But these fuckers were like really going for you, dive bombing like crazy, and screaming at you. But they don't squawk. It's like it's like literally a fucking, no, what are they called? What are the German fighters called? was going to call them Stuttgarts there. They're not called Stuttgarts. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's call them Luftwaffe. Let's just call them that for the time being. They come in with all guns blazing, and it was a terrifying experience because these things got beaks on them, you know, and they'll take your eye out. They know where to go for. They go for anything that glows or is light, and so that's why they nick things, you know, magpies. You know what they're like. But so they go for your eyes, bastards, you know. And they're attacking me dog. Oh God, she didn't do anything. All she did was recover the body. And isn't that the truth of it all, folks? The dog walker always finds the body. The dog and their dog walker, their owner, their handler, find the murdered bodies. It's always the way. Cheers to all you armchair Agatha Christie's out there. All the bodies are buried. Me and the dog never go near them because I steer it away. I don't want to digging them up again. Like, God, no. But yeah, so monoliths. What are they? Are they real? Are they man-made? Yes, mostly, I would say. But what's the point? Is it prank? Is it, you know, a genuine political movement, which they're leaving us to try and work out the meaning of? Which in a way I quite like. It's very again a very Banksy sort of thing. So the most famous artist, is that what it's called? The most famous artist, which is this collective. I hate that, the collective. But anyway, you know, but if this is what you're doing, not anyone, are you? So that's all right. Don't mind that. And it is getting people thinking. It's got me thinking. Like, we've not been to Wales for we were there about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, but North Wales, we went down that neck of the woods. But I wouldn't mind getting down there. Now, Ashradine, your friend of mine, Ashradine, a traveller in time. He's about 2 hours south of it. He's in Cardiff. So I'd love him. He hasn't mentioned this to me at all. I'd love you, Ashradine, to mention and talk about. You must know about this. Because apparently it rippled right the way around Wales. And it brought in American TV crews as well. So, you know, it's put yourselves on the map. Is that it? Is it a tourist attraction? Is it to draw people in? Is the town in some kind of a degenerative state? It's losing money. It's becoming like a bit of a backwater. Councils aren't offering anything up because they've got nothing to offer. So, well, let's put the place on the map with something otherworldly. My God, I think I've done it. Mrs. Columbo, you know. And just another thing, sir, you know. No, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But there'll be more. I guarantee you. After me talking about this, well, not because of me talking about it, but because this thing made news, there'll be another. You'll find other ones suddenly popping up wherever. And it'll become another little trend. It did it in 2020. It'll do it again now, unless people really are completely sick of these things. But I urge you to go there as well. I urge you to go all around. Wales is phenomenal. I always bang on about the Highlands, but Wales is phenomenal as well. Some of the most beautiful and brooding and yet really entrancing landscapes. Again, like the Highlands, depending on what time of year you go, it's always going to be gorgeous, and the weather's always going to be shit. Actually, in Wales, everyone says, oh, it pisses down all the time. When we go there, it tends to be quite sunny. It's super sunny right now. So if we went to Wales right now, which as the crow flies, or the magpie flies, is literally, it would take us 15 to 20 minutes to get to Wales. It's just there, but you can't do that. You've got to go round. You've got to go round the Wirral Peninsula, and you've got to swing back into Wales that way. Well, you're there driving within 50 minutes, 45, 50 minutes. But then to get to where you want to go, where all the mountains are and the beaches are, it'll take a bit longer again. But it's a wonderful place to go to, and lots of mountains. We're closest to the Snowdonia mountain range. But again, you've got many mountain ranges. And this one is the Black Mountains. You have the Black Mountain, which always sounds really like ominous. And it's not. It's not. It's only the legends around it aren't even that sinister at all. So the Black Man, it's just dark. It looks dark all the time. Like it's full of clouds and shadow from the clouds over the sun and all that. And yeah, it's dark rock and dark moss. So it's Black Mountain. But that entire range sort of comes out from that. But weirdly enough, the Black Mountain itself didn't give its name to the Black Mountain range. You think it would, but that's not how it happened. Happy coincidence. But yeah, no, I'm not saying Hay Bluff is like a mountain. It's not. You know, you can climb that very easily. I say there's two different routes to take. And the Offa's Dyke walk actually goes into it as well at some point, but I think further down the ridge line. But it all bleeds in. The entire UK is connected by, well, the entire, from sort of the Midlands and Wales across all the way up north and up to the top of Scotland is connected by mountains and high pinnacles, and it's wonderful. You know, it is it's a very prehistoric sort of landscape, because we're just a little tiny chunk of land, and we're literally nothing. We fit into Texas 3 times, and that's England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. Did I miss anyone else? Oh, we'll bring in the Isle of Man as well, because they are their own thing. We fit into Texas 3 times, and Texas is just one state of America. So, you know, but we have so much different landscapes. It's all very, oh God, geologically speaking, I don't know, it's very old. I don't know. But we've got V-shaped valleys, U-shaped valleys, locks, rivers, lagoons. We have great striations of rock, chalk cliffs, massive limestone caves, sandstone cave. We have all sorts of geographical features which are found everywhere else in the world, but often hundreds and thousands of miles apart from each other. And we've got them all in one tiny little location. They're all here. And everyone in all these different areas speaks a different fucking language. And even in the places where they speak the same language, they've got a different accent. This is what the UK is. The UK is such a bizarrity. It's great history here. No one else, no one, not even China, has the history of the UK, of Great Britain, the British Isles. Nowhere has it like we do. Kilt-Man, advertising. Come and visit the UK. It's great. Most of us can't wait to get out. Because it's not the UK anymore, is it? Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it, Kilt-Man. Don't bring in politics. Please don't do it. So this brings me back to the monoliths. Why do it? Why put one there? Are you trying to distract us? Is it the Tory government's stab at, like, no, there's things beyond this? Don't look at our massive, ridiculous rules and, you know, legislations and pure and utter play school buffoonery, you know, in Westminster. Don't look at us, because look, it's aliens. I don't know. Cheers, y'all. Yeah, go there if you can. If you're even nearby and didn't know about it, Herefordshire, Shropshire. It's not far. It's not far. Even we could do this. Yeah, it'll be a longer drive for Mrs. Kilt-Man. But my daughter's now learned to drive, so maybe we could share the driving. So you notice I didn't put myself in for that because, well, A, I can't drive, and B, I'd be too drunk anyway. So hey, it's a win-win for me. But backstreet driver from hell. Backseat driver, not backstreet. Anyway, folks, let me know what you think about these things. Look, UFOs, aliens, everything, all the otherworldly stuff. We have a spook that lives in this house. You know, for Christ's sake, you guys know this, and it's been active of late. I was talking about this morning actually, and Yeah, it's kind of calmed down a little bit, but it's been going on, and it's a right annoyance as far as I'm concerned. It's not evil or diabolical or demonic. It's not. It's just mischievous, but it can be a pain in the ass. It really can. Sorry, don't mean to offend you, but that's what you are. You always look up as well. You always assume we haven't got a cellar, so I don't look down, you know. But and there's no way on earth it's come from the torture rooms, which are just that way. Nothing survives. Our dungeons. But yeah, I love all this stuff. I genuinely do. I think there's definitely more out there than just us, without a doubt. And I think you're an idiot not to think that. You know, people go, oh, you believe in aliens and UFOs, you're a fucking fool. No, you're a fucking fool for not believing in it. Dickhead. Or you believe in like some celestial fucking god. Or we won't mention the other, you know, messiahs and gods and deities which other religions cherish so much that if you say something, off with his head, you know. Well, we won't talk about those bastards. Oops. So, oh, but you don't believe in aliens? Oh, God, no. God, no. You don't believe in these things. I'm not saying that aliens have put these monoliths on Earth. We know for a fact that they haven't done probably most of them. But the rest, who's doing the actual research on these things? Why is it we don't hear about that? You took shavings off this structure. You removed it. You did studies on it. It can't stay. Can it stay? Is that one in Powys even still there? I don't know. All the news is like from like literally days and days ago. I've seen nothing else. Nothing newer. Nothing fresher. Gonna have to go, aren't I? Gonna have to go. I'll have a look for myself. Oh, did I say that Craig Muir, the guy who's first mentioned it, like, he said that it was smooth, stainless steel, smooth, shiny, shimmery, ethereal. I'm putting words in his gob there. And but the next time he went, like the next day, there was hammer dents in it, which is what when the TV crews got there, they said, "Oh, you can see it's been manufactured. There's dents in it and stuff like that." Well, he said that they weren't there to begin with. That's just him saying that. I don't know. Craig, get on to us, mate. You know, I'm listening. Cheers, y'all. But yeah, so let us know what you think about this. There's something going on. If it's just piss take, so what? It's a good piss take. They're not like eco warriors, you know, gluing themselves to roads and like disrupting art galleries and ripping up, you know, artwork and spraying paint everywhere, leaping on snooker tables during world tournaments. They're not doing shit like that and obstructing traffic all the time and stopping ambulances with people who are dying. They're not doing anything like that. They're putting something in the middle of fucking nowhere which draws attention, and at least for a bit you start thinking, oh wow, there's something else. And it's that kindling of mystery, of little, oh, what if? And whether it becomes obvious, you know, it's been fabricated and put together by a man, his fingerprints, he's even fucking signed it at the bottom. You know, made in China. Which would be a worry. Are the intelligence masts been put in there? Has China burrowed from China, dug underneath all the oceans and the seas and put their armies through it, and they're all sitting below us right now, but they erect these things as big transmission posts or, you know, signal stations. Who knows? But I love it. I think it's, at the very least, it's a bit of fun. And what's wrong with that? I've mentioned a bit of politics there, a bit of world stuff, but fun is the very reason we should be existing. I think. Why else are you here? Oh, you're here to work yourself to the bone. For what? For what? We create a society, we create a civilization begins, then you create societies within that, and then you create, stupidly, we create a government. Oh dear God. And that's where it all begins to unravel, and fun stops. Oh, they have their fun, governments have their fun, and again, we're going back to 2020, with our government had a lot of fun when we, the population, couldn't. And those who know me know what I did, who I work for, and the things I've done in the past. Well, some of you know the things I've done in the past. So you know I've seen it from both sides, and I didn't like it. So I'd rather believe in alien dropped monoliths, which are leading us to a new dawn, a new stage in our evolution. I'd long to believe that that was the case. I sadly think I'm wrong in that, because that ain't what's happening right now. But I'd love to know who's done this, and shake their hand, because I think it's great. If I could be involved in erecting a monolith and in strategic places, that'd be great. And it's the clandestine commando ability to do this. That monolith there in Powys, it's dug in. You can see, but as I say, you can see around it. There's a lot of dislodged. You can see that. I know everyone's like, "Oh no, there's no footprints." Well, there isn't leading away. There's no tire tracks. There's nothing like that. But there's a hell of a lot of dislodged air and trampled mud and sheep shit and goat shit. But that's it. Mars attacks. I don't know. Cheers, folks. I'm going to take the dog out now. And I might take that with me. I might just fucking plant it there. And then as it draws the magpies in, and sit there and fucking shoot those noisy bastard magpies. No, I wouldn't do it. I'll never kill an animal again unless I absolutely have to. Humans, on the other hand, fucking 10 a penny. Take them out. They're a waste of fucking good oxygen, is humans. There you go. Folks, there you go. Monoliths. But I'll be back later with perhaps James Bond. Some of you know what I'm talking about here, but we're still waiting on that. It's got to be confirmed. What I've been doing this, it probably has been confirmed, but at the moment, we don't know. Aaron Taylor Johnson, are you the next 007? Or is it a masquerade and it's really Anya Taylor-Joy? And they have done the whole woke thing. Who knows? Folks, I've been always Shabby Kilt-Man. Please, in the meantime, in this ever monolithic unveiling in between time, please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. And I'm going to see you all. And it's a Klautu Parada Nikto to you guys.